and welcome back to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. I am Moses Wartooth, and I'm here with
Justin Allen.
And as always, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we like to lead it with a little bit of entertaining stuff before we get into the real nitty-gritty.
A little humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Once again, I think this is like our third week of going with Australia's Sky News, man. And these guys are just funny, man. But
yeah, they're good. They're better. I really enjoy watching them over our news.
Yeah, dude, let's fucking check them out, man.
Welcome back. Well, Liz, Joe Biden is stuffing things up again.
As always, we all know that the hardest part of any speech Joe Biden gives is actually leaving the stage, not slurring incoherently for a half an hour or so trying to read off a teleprompter. Well, turns out he doesn't know how to enter a stage either.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm not introducing me, Mark is. I forgot Mark. I went straight to the podium. I apologize. No problem.
This is priceless. But what's even better is Trump taking the mick out of Biden. You've got to see it to believe it. This was just a couple of weeks ago.
Can't find his way off a stage. You ever see the makes a speech, if you call it that? Oh, God, thank God.
Holy shit, man, dude. Trump is like, he's a big troll, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's not like he has to really try hard to screw with Biden.
Well, he's like impersonating him too, man. You know, but it's I don't know, man. That Sky News, those guys,
funny.
They're funny, man. They really are, because they're not like over the top about it.
I think why they're funny about it because they don't really have a dog in the race, so they can shit on whoever they want to, and it's all funny to them because it doesn't really matter.
They can look at it like objectively.
Exactly.
Whatever,
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, okay, like we don't really give a shit what happens here. So, but either way, this is
like Biden's a dumbass, Trump's funny, whatever.
Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. That shit is something else. I mean, I definitely think they got Biden hopped up on some shit, man.
They have
from time to time, because you'll see like what you just saw there, right? And then you'll see like the first 57 minutes of his State of the Union speech, and it's just like, holy shit, he's like supercharged.
He's a changed man.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. They got that fucking adrenochrome, I guess. I don't know what the hell. You know, like that Pfizer shit or whatever, dude. It's like, it's actually, once you get on your fizz booster, that's when it starts working. But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. But every day, I think it's like every other day or so, man, Biden's in the news about some shit or whatever, man.
Well, anytime he has to do something, he pretty much makes a fool of himself. So
yeah. You really think he's gonna make it to the next election?
I mean, they're gonna prop him up best they can. I don't know.
I mean, by make it, I mean
be on the ballot.
Be on the ballot and go through with it and everything.
I don't know. I think we've talked about it before, but I think he's gonna be like the headstrong. Yeah, we're doing this shit, and then right at the last moment, they're gonna fucking flip flop and put somebody else there.
Bait and switch.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Gavin Newsom's the next president of the United States, man.
Or Michelle. Michelle or Miguel.
Big Mike. Yo. Hey, you know what? But maybe that's what the country needs right now, man. I'm not saying she's a man, but if she was a man, imagine the level of influence that could have if she would just whip out her cock. Like in a debate or some shit like that. And be like, what the fuck,
just
man?
Slap it on the podium.
Yeah, dude. Just be like, here you go. You can't argue with that shit, man. So I don't know. Maybe
what's Putin gonna say to that?
Yeah, you know, or like Xi Jinping, man. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these issues can be solved.
Oh, America have very large a penis.
If Michelle Obama just whipped out her fat cock, you know. But who knows? But I mean, maybe that's what the country really needs to heal. You know, maybe we need a transgender president.
A strong, independent.
Yeah. Woman, whatever.
Something.
Whatever. I don't know, man. But yeah, Biden, dude, he's just a goof, just a big old goof that's in charge of like
he's the
largest military in the world, but hey, whatever,
the nation's clown. There we go. But speaking of to little turn the tables and something to get you pissed off about. The latest news, our good old U.S. House of Representatives, we're just doling out the American taxpayers' money to all the countries yet again.
Dude, man, when we came across this, I was like, what the fuck, man? So
I can't say that I'm surprised, but every time it pisses me off. Like, it just never ends, man.
Just like, what the fuck, dude?
So
I don't know. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah,
and then
let's watch
then
it.
We'll fucking shit on it?
Yep.
Welcome back. We're taking a live look at Capitol Hill this 5 o'clock hour, where House members passed a number of foreign aid bills, including aid to Ukraine. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, most Republicans voted against the measure.
Long-awaited aid for Ukraine made it past the House by a bipartisan vote as part of a larger foreign aid package.
On this vote, the yeas are 311 and the nays are 112. The bill is passed.
More Democrats than Republicans.
All right, so 0 Democrats voted nay.
No.
And then Republican was about damn near 50-50.
Divided, yeah.
Yeah.
We can finish the video. Like, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but there's a lot of stuff happening in the Republican Party right now, man.
Republicans voted for Ukraine aid. The bills provide more than $26 billion to support Israel, more than $60 billion for Ukraine, and around $8 billion for the Indo-Pacific, including Taiwan.
It's a slap in the face to America.
House Speaker Mike Johnson moved forward with the vote after months of gridlock, faced with opposition from members of his own party over Ukraine aid and funding for the border.
This is a business model the American people do not support. They don't support a business model built on blood and murder and war in foreign countries, while this very government does nothing to secure our border.
The foreign aid package passed despite a small but growing number of conservative hardliners who threatened to try and oust Speaker Johnson. Ultimately, there was no motion made on Saturday.
The House has worked its will.
Johnson said the bills were important to democracy and to ward off Russia.
I've said it very simply. I'll say it once again. It's an old military adage, but we would rather send bullets to the conflict overseas than our own boys, our troops.
The package now heads to the Senate, where it is expected to pass. President Joe Biden urged them to move quickly so he can sign the bill into law. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
Before people change their mind on that shit.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man. So 210. So all the Democrats essentially just voted for it, right?
Yeah.
None of them voted against it, right? And then the Republicans were, basically 50-50 on that shit, man. But whatever it may be, man, like, that's just another $60 billion sent to Ukraine, man. And that doesn't include the, what was it, 26, 29?
26 to Israel and 8 to Taiwan. So now we got Taiwan in the mix. As far as I know, this is the first aid that we've sent to them, like, in recent times, as far as I know. So now we got a third country on our fucking dole list.
It's just the fucking wildest shit ever, man, because it never stops.
No.
I said that from day one. Once this shit started and they wanted to get involved, like the United States and all that stuff, I literally was like, once you start doing this does not end until, like, this conflict is resolved. And how is this conflict going to be resolved? Is very bloody and time consuming, like, and it's very expensive.
And the bullshit about sending bullets over our boys. How about we just send fucking nukes over there, man? I'm tired of all those motherfuckers. Like, we need to take care of our own people. We got plenty of our own shit to worry about right here.
Just drop one nuke. Like, and you're good, man. And once we got badass nukes now, man, we can control, like, the blast radius very, very easily with this shit, man. So, and we can stop nuclear fallout too. So, I don't know.
I mean, what do we care? We're in a bunker anyways.
I mean, we are. Like,
Yeah.
We're gonna live. We'll be the #1 broadcasting news station in the entire world when that shit goes on. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We, like, literally record in a bunker, everyone. Like, it's actually like a fucking survival.
So nothing
shelter.
else. Outside of this, everything will be destroyed, but we will still be here reporting the news for you guys.
It's gonna be us and the cockroaches. That's all that's gonna be fucking left, dude.
And this fucking fly that's in here.
Yeah, dude, that thing is getting annoying and shit. Like, it keeps landing around us or whatever. I don't know.
But yeah, man, like, the bullets over like boys, that shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, the thing, like, that frustrated me, if you go and you really look at clips of that, man, there's a lot of members of Congress sitting there waving a foreign flag, celebrating, giving away American taxpayers' money to a foreign nation.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
saw that shit.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, like, dude, like our tax dollar, like we're in so much fucking debt and we have so many issues. And every time I turn around, man, like it seems like the federal government, I don't know, they just don't give a fuck.
No, they don't care at all.
So maybe
their whole purpose, which I still don't understand this, but their whole purpose seems to be to just destroy America.
It seems to be that way. Like they actively work against the best interests of the United States.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, like, what are their motives, or how do they even get to that point? You know, like, I mean, they're obviously taking conflicts, right, overseas, and they're making them like political polarizing issues in America.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be the case. Like Democrat and Republican, they should be able to come together and be like, hey, we have this conflict. Here's the threats, and here's how it affects our national security if it does. That's a very simple, like, fuck, yes, we should do something, or no, we shouldn't do it.
Yeah, like realistically, every single Democrat voting one way, that should not happen.
No.
There should be a few people out of a group that disagree with shit. They can't just all be on the same board and just be like, oh yeah, we vote for this way.
And that should be a fucking huge red flag for the American people. It's like, wait. Because what that is that's a group. Like, that's a cult.
That's a gang.
Yeah. It's like, we're all on the same page with this. Really? Are we? I don't know, man. And I don't think that shit's a good idea. Because it never fucking ends well, dude.
No.
But
I mean, Ukraine is just Afghanistan 2.0. We're gonna be in that shit for who knows how fucking long, wasting our money.
You think we'll ever get to the point where we actually see troops over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll see troops in Israel before we see it in Ukraine.
Yeah, I think so. That makes sense.
Yeah, because that shit with Israel is like starting to heat up too, man. It's like, holy shit, dude. You know, every time you turn around.
Like, I think we should just take our hands out of that shit and let Israel do what the hell they want to.
I just give them a heads up and be like, hey, man, like, this is the last.
I mean, Israel, I feel like Israel can realistically take care of themselves.
I think they can.
So.
And I think they should.
I think they should. I mean, they are literally in the fucking lion's den, man. They are surrounded by people that hate them. They have no allies in their little group. So they should just do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
They need to defend themselves.
And imagine, like, if they actually just did that entirely on their own, like, what kind of message that would send to that region of the world.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't fuck with us. You know? So, fucking who knows, man.
And America could be like, wasn't us.
Yeah. We didn't do that shit.
Tried to tell you guys.
I still love that meme. You see it floating around anytime there's, like, a new attack. Like, this recent one, like, between, like, Iran and Israel or whatever. And it's like, you know, obviously, like, their defense shooting rockets or whatever, stopping, like, these drones and these other, like, ballistic missiles and shit from Iran. But it has, like, an image where it's, like, shooting from different directions or whatever, or where they are. And it says, like, my tax dollars on one side, and the other side says somehow also my tax dollars.
Yeah. It's 100% fucking true, man.
Because the thing is, like, you get down to, like, a lot of, like, war like that and who finances it. Like, it really comes down to banks. And this has happened, like, throughout, like, history. This is, like, a real thing. They finance both sides because they make shit ton of money off that stuff, man. And they don't care. But who fucking knows, man? But like I said, I think we'll be more likely to see actual troops in Israel before we do Ukraine. But,
yeah. I mean, hell, we're always messing around in the Middle East anyway.
Why not?
Yeah.
As soon as that fucking bill got passed and I was like, $60 billion? Fuck it. Why not? At this point, who gives a shit? Like, you know, we're just going to just burn the American dollar, you know?
Yeah.
I looked it up the other day, too, because we were debating it the other day. We're $34 trillion in debt, man. Holy shit.
And I mean, that clock, the fucking debt counter, like, that shit is spinning so fast. You can go on there and look at all of our, like, our total national debt and then, like, just all of our shit. And man,
it's insane. Like, the first several decimal places are just a blur.
Yeah.
And
it looks like a fucking rich guy's electric meter on Christmas. Like, the fucking meter just
like Jay Gatsby having a fucking party at his house,
dude,
you know, lighting up everything and shit, you know. Yeah, dude. So I don't know, but I hate how they're taking these foreign issues, like, and Republicans and Democrats are doing this.
Oh yeah, everybody's guilty of it.
They're taking these foreign issues and they're basically making it a domestic political issue. It is not. That is not the fucking case.
Yeah, they're manipulating the American people into caring about shit that they have no business and they have zero control over.
Yeah, because they'll be like, okay, let's cut this money, but what do you think those fucking 500-ish people, like, well, a little less than 500 people are going to do? Nothing. If there was actually an invading force, none of those people are leaders. None of those people, like, can do anything. They're really not on the hook for shit, you know?
No. That's like the city of
us.
Chicago voting for a ceasefire in Palestine. Like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we covered
Thanks for
that
nothing.
shit.
Like,
Yeah, it was fucking retarded. It's like, what do you... Like, how about you fix, like, our roads?
Like, Chicago needs a ceasefire in Chicago. Like, them motherfuckers are killing each other more than Palestine.
Dropping every day, man, out here, you know? Yeah, dude, it's I don't know. It's starting to become a wild world, man. But I just don't see, with all of this shit taking place, I just really don't see a good end to it at all, man.
No.
You know? And it's like, I want to be optimistic and be like, hey, like, you know, maybe we could figure this out, like, whatever. But then the reality is, like, it's probably not going to fucking happen.
No, realistically, it's not. But I try to, I don't know. It doesn't do you any good to care about shit that you can't change. So it's better to just worry about what you got going on in your own life. Like, it doesn't do you any good to worry about or stress about shit, especially, like, who gives a fuck what's going on in other countries? I don't care.
Yeah.
Whenever it happens to me, whenever somebody's knocking on my door, I'll deal with that shit on my own. But other than that, I don't care what's going on. I'm tired of just donating all of our fucking money. That's what really makes me mad.
There's definitely something going on, because how can a logical person be like, yes, let's keep sending hundreds of billions of dollars to the same country over and over, and you can't tell me it's because the Russians are taking over some fucking farmland.
No, I mean, like, I can look at things from a criminal mindset. And even then, like, how I don't understand how that, like, even a greedy or a narcissistic, like, how does that help you? Like, just even if you, like, imagine how much happier the American people would be if all that goddamn money was going to shit in America. It wouldn't matter if people were still divided on what it was. Like...
But dude, I don't know. Something's going on there, man.
And even like
there's an agenda to it.
Yeah, like, but even like the 10% for the big guy shit, like that motherfucker could be taking 20% from us if he was just doing shit in America. And I mean,
yeah,
personally, I would be way cooler with that than fucking sending it and
at least it's in-house corruption, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't include some other bullshit.
Yeah, man. Like,
so I don't know, man, but there's definitely something going. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something up with that, man. And I don't think it has anything to do with Russia. I think Russia is the excuse.
Yeah, Russia's the fucking scapegoat on it.
I think it's a lot of those people.
It's like Cold War 2.0. They're like, oh, Russia, they're coming for us.
I think a lot of those fucking people have a vested interest in that money keep getting pumped into conflicts. And I think that's really what it's all about, dude. But, I don't know. You never really fucking know, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, like, I would feel better if they were just scamming their own people while keeping it in house, man. Like, do your money laundering schemes and scams. Like, I don't give a shit, but just build our roads up, build a better fucking school, redo our goddamn shitty ass education system. Like,
how about you fucking get the healthcare industry under control?
That's a fucking idea too.
But yeah, so I don't know, you know, because you remember back in the day when it was like liberals and shit, like they would bitch about like healthcare, and then now it's like
they don't even care anymore.
They're just waving literally foreign flags on the floors of Congress, like, and then they're like cheering that they're giving away our money to another nation
while they have nothing. Also, like,
yeah,
it's not like they're living fucking great lives either.
So I don't know, man. Like, it's the most crazy, it's the most ass backward shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So
it's just but there's no logic to it. That's what's crazy. Like,
there's something, we just don't know what it is. There has to be something there, and I think.
But for the people that it doesn't affect, but they're still pro.
Oh,
like,
that?
I don't understand it, man. Yeah. Like, how can you tell me that you would rather give your money to another country than help your fucking fellow American?
Yeah. No, dude. It's just, fuck it, dude. I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. Like, foreign conflicts and like foreign policy, like that. A lot of that just needs to stay out of domestic politics. And like, people used to be able to differentiate between that, and then now everything's just kind of blended with, if you don't entirely agree with everything that I have to say, then you're the opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's not the case. You know? Like, for example, in the 80s, there was a big group, I believe it was the 80s, there was a big group called Republicans for Choice. So the Republican Party used to be, not that long ago, 25% of all registered Republicans were pro-choice.
Mm-hmm.
That included elected officials. Eventually, like, they brought abortion into the whole mix of, like, becoming a very polarized issue, and like, it was a tribal thing, and that's why now, like, if you're even remotely pro-choice, you could be, like, on the same page with the entire Republican Party across the board. But if you're pro-choice, they're like, oh no, like, you're not one of us.
Which is funny because that's me exactly. Like, I'm fucking Republican views like a motherfucker, but I am pro-choice. So,
so I don't know, man. It's that all or nothing mentality, like, creates just two extremes or whatever. And I also like to think that, like, the majority of people fall somewhere in the middle, or they want to fall somewhere in the middle, man. I really do.
I think, yeah, the majority of people do. It's just they always, like, the outliers are the ones who are screaming the fucking loudest.
Yeah.
The extremists on both sides.
There's a lot of fucking extremists out there too, man. And, you know, we're starting to see some crazy shit with this stuff, man, because you get the extremism, like, in politics, which is fine, because even though, like, they yell and say stupid shit, it's still civil, it's still a part of our fucking...
Or, like, the liberal that gets up on the mic and is like, I have 60 seconds, I'm just gonna scream.
You know? Like that, what's that one meme going around, like, that girl always screaming?
Yeah.
Dude, God, man. I would like to meet her. Like, have you been on the internet lately? It's been years, and
I'd like to give a homeless man $20 to slap the shit out of him.
But yeah, man, there's, like, extremism on both sides of that stuff, dude, and I don't know. Like, I don't know how it ends. I have, like, my own, like, little theories here and there, but I don't know. I just think a lot of it is centered around money at the end of the day.
And a lot of it is the media. They fucking push all these crazy ass agendas and all these stories and fucking push that division between people even more. So a lot of it, like, in your average town, like the average person is not as fucking stupid or crazy as the media portrays.
Because your neighbor's never going to say shit to you, even if they disagree with you.
Yeah, or even if they do disagree, like, normally you're going to be able to have a relatively civil disagree. Like, nah, I don't think so, man. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Not be like, I'll fucking kill your family. Like,
maybe a dude can get pregnant, all right? Get off my fucking turf, man. I'm tired of dealing with this shit. You know?
Maybe gay abortions are okay.
You know what? I'm glad we can all come together and finally agree that gay abortions are okay. I still can't believe those are actually a thing. Like, there's people that defend that. Because, like, just the term is an oxymoron. Like, it's just... It doesn't make any sense. And then, like, there's just people that correct us so many times, like, in the comment section, and it's just... Actually, there is a gay abortion. Like,
somebody did explain it very well. I forgot what they said, but I had to. I was like,
it was like, if a woman's a lesbian and she got pregnant and she had an abortion, that would be considered a gay abortion.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? That's okay. But again, like, I don't care. Like, because whatever. If you want to have an abortion, have one. I don't think you should have one when the kid's like 6 months old or something.
I don't think his definition is a gay abortion, though. In my opinion, like, that's just an abortion.
I don't know. I think we're going as more of like if a trans dude thinks they're a woman and gets pregnant and then has an, I don't know.
So, I don't know.
It's a whole jumbled up mess down there, guys. I don't know.
We're really in the fucking trenches down here, like, reporting on this, you know? Yeah, dude. It's wild, man. But there's extremism on, like, both sides. Like, go back to it, dude. Yeah. And then, like, now...
Hell, our next fucking story is extremism.
That's what I was trying to wrap it into, man. And, you know, unfortunately, like, I can see why celebrities become extremists in one way or another, or, like, say, politicians or whatever, because they're essentially celebrities these days anyway, is to stay relevant and get that attention. This is like trying to get likes and shares before likes and shares were a thing, right? So they just do wild shit. Well, you keep kicking that can down the road long enough, eventually it just gets wilder and wilder. Well, the fucking problem is the average Joe, you know, they watch this stuff and they start to think that behavior is acceptable, and then they start thinking crazy shit.
Yeah.
We begin tonight with that breaking news from Lower Manhattan. Emergency crews rushed to a park just across the street from the courthouse with fire extinguishers to douse the flames engulfing a 37-year-old man. After burning for several minutes, he was carried away on a stretcher and taken to the hospital in critical condition. It does not appear the incident has anything to do with the trial of the former president, which continued on without interruption. Authorities say the man was carrying colorful pamphlets that were full of anti-government conspiracies. They don't believe he was targeting any particular person or group. CBS's Jerika Duncan will start us off tonight with the latest details.
Across the street from 107th Street, he's on fire.
It was a shocking image, too graphic to be shown in full detail. In the middle of a New York City park this afternoon, of a man on fire. Yeah. It happened right outside the courthouse, where former President Donald Trump's criminal trial was underway.
A man has now lit himself on fire outside of the courthouse in Manhattan, where we are waiting.
The incident unfolding live on cable news just after 1:30 Eastern.
And we're like yelling to the cops who are all outside of the park.
I don't know if he was really political or just unbalanced.
Authorities confirm 37-year-old Maxwell Azzarello is from St. Augustine, Florida. Tonight, officials say he is intubated and in critical condition.
He throws the pamphlets throughout the park, and then he pulls out a canister and pours some kind of liquid on himself. Court officers, members of the police department, they run into the park. They make efforts to put him out.
How concerned are you that somebody was able to get this far in, light themselves on fire, that with all of these law enforcement officials around?
We're very concerned. Of course, we're going to review our security protocols.
Azzarello posted what he called the Ponzi papers online, critical of both Republicans and Democrats, claiming, quote, "We are victims of a totalitarian con that is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup."
This gentleman did not breach the security protocols. The park was open to the public.
And today at a news conference, when I asked authorities how this incident changes things moving forward, one official said that shutting down this park, which was also used as a designated space for protesters, Margaret, is now under consideration.
I'm going to go ahead and say it, man. We didn't start the fire. That was like, when I saw that was the only thing I could play in my fucking head, dude. But holy shit, man. So that guy, what's up with people just catching themselves on fire all of a sudden, man?
I don't know.
Because that's got to be a hell of a way to go, dude. Like, what happened to the old school, like, shooters?
I mean, at least they're just harming themselves. They're not hurting anybody else.
Oh, that is true.
So,
that is true.
Whatever. That's a positive.
Yeah, that guy seemed like he was kind of in some conspiracy realm, like hardcore, man.
Yeah, he was. I got a little piece of his manifesto up. It was pretty interesting, but it's called the Ponzi Profile.
Okay, because he was from what I saw,
the Ponzi Papers.
What I saw in that clip, man, he was like alluding to the fact that essentially Trump and Biden were on the same page.
Yeah. This quick thing just says, "My name is Max Azzarello, and I'm an investigative researcher who has set himself on fire outside of the Trump trial in Manhattan. This extreme act of protest is to draw attention to an urgent and important discovery. We are victims of a totalitarian con, and our own government, along with many of their allies, is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup." Then he goes on to say, "These claims sound like a fantastical conspiracy theory, but they are not. They are proof of conspiracy. If you investigate this mountain of research, you will prove them too." Then he goes on, "To all my friends and family, first responders, I deeply apologize for inflicting this pain upon you, but I assure you it will be a drop in the bucket compared to what our government intends to inflict."
I wonder, like, reading his entire manifesto, if it's even like actually entirely published online or something like that, what proof does he offer?
Yeah, because he goes on to say, like, he has all this proof, and if you read into it, you'll get it too. Yeah. So I don't know.
Because that's one thing about conspiracies, man, that a lot of them that are bullshit, they'll always kind of like
allude to proof that doesn't exist.
Like, we know it's there, like all this other shit, and it's like it's not.
But there's nothing there.
Bringing a piece of evidence to the table.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. So you think I'm sure more will come out about that guy because they're gonna dig into his ass and they're gonna be like, okay, mental health issues if he had any, like what was his past like, all this other stuff, man. But I don't know. He said it had nothing to do with the Trump,
which I disagree with.
Like, yeah, like it was literally in front of his court case,
and he was talking about how the government can't be trusted, and they're currently trying to send a previous president who's running for president to prison. Yeah. So like that kind of ties in, if you ask me. I don't know. And but the media, of course, they were quick to dismiss it all and be like, "Oh, this fucking guy's crazy," like whatever.
Yeah.
Which is what they do.
So who knows, man? But dude, burning yourself alive.
And he didn't die. So
because he lived. Because the other guy we covered, that Aaron, what was it? Aaron Bushnell?
Yeah.
Is his name right?
He died, right?
Yeah, he died at the hospital. Yeah. But he was alive for a little while. Dude, you want to talk about fucking pain, dude, man? Like, holy shit. And I can't remember where I heard it. I was watching something, and there was some sort of doctor. It was like a podcast or something, but a doctor was getting interviewed, and he was asked, what is the most painful way to go? And he literally said, burning alive. For a human, it's the most painful thing you could ever experience. So I'm just kind of like, why would you guys choose that as an option? Like... Yeah. And
they were like they were quick to point out that it didn't stop the trial. It had like no effect on anything.
That was kind of
they only considered closing the park. They didn't even close the park. They're like, maybe we should close it.
The judge is like, oh, what the fuck is that out there? Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, scrape that shit up. We'll move on.
Or maybe they're so hard up on Trump's nuts to get him like fucked up and jammed up in court that they're like, I don't give a shit. So
like, who cares what happens out there?
We're continuing this fucking shit.
Yeah.
Motivated judge right there, dude. So, but I don't know. I would like to get my hands on that guy's manifestos because I like manifestos. I've read like several before, like from bigger people, but like in the past, and I mean, it gives you a really good insight into the inner workings of their mind, and you can see. Are they crazy? Like, or did they actually make some intelligent points? Like the Unabomber is a big one, right?
I think a lot of times they are smart. They just go like too far off into their own mind and kind of get lost in certain details of things.
Yeah, and I don't know, because I mean, you read the Unabomber's manifesto, like, well. How do I say this carefully? Like, so obviously I don't support his cause, and I think he was a horrible human being, but
he brought up valid points.
He brought up valid points because a lot of it, they're not entirely crazy. There's some element of truth to it, right?
Like, again, they just take shit and go to the extreme.
Yes, even like that senior Aaron Bushnell, he burned himself out front of the Israeli embassy in Washington D.C. He made a video, like he recorded it all. He set up a camera the whole 9 yards, and he was talking about free Palestine, but he was talking about he can no longer, work and serve for a government that basically supports genocide in the Gaza Strip. Is he entirely wrong? No. I mean, obviously there's a fuck ton of deaths and stuff like that. And there's a thing called, like, what is it, conscientious objector?
Yeah.
Where, like, it's a real thing that happens, like, people in the military, like, they either experience something or like you just wake up one day or they get religious or whatever. They have a dramatic change of heart and they're just like, I cannot be a part of this anymore. And I never met any, I heard about one guy one time, like a guy I knew, he was like, yeah, he's like, I worked with one or whatever. And I mean, they throw you to the ringer to be like, are you sure? Like, do you really or whatever? But you can get out based on that.
Well, I mean, back in the day, it was like, that was like one of the things you would say before Don't Ask, Don't Tell. It would be like, you claim to be gay to try to get kicked out. You'd like claim to be a conscientious objector to try to get kicked out.
Just imagine like a war starting up and it's like, actually, I'm gay as fuck. Yeah. Just like everyone's gay and like, it's just got to get them out.
Remember that old ass TV show MASH? That dude was gay. Or he would always, he was a cross-dresser.
He was trying to go Section 8. So he was like trying to prove he was crazy. So he
would always wear dresses and shit.
Yeah. He's always asking where the shrink is and stuff.
But they never let him go.
No, he's there the whole fucking time. Holy shit, dude. But yeah, so I don't know. I just think it just would have been easier just to like, I don't know, finish an enlistment. Just call it good and be like, you know what? I didn't agree with what we were doing, but moved on. fuck it, you could have got out, could have became an activist or whatever. But set yourself on fire. Come on, man.
Like, and in this guy's case, like,
sorry, I know I'm bouncing off, but yeah.
Like, what is it? I don't. It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't do anything.
No, unless he did have proof.
And like
being oppressed by the big media and the government, they don't want us to know the truth.
Maybe so.
Maybe Trump and Biden are in a coup together. Probably not. Like, if you see how they talk about each other, there's actual hate in their voice. There's actual hate there. That's like one of the only times like Biden is actually like coherent and will talk is like when Trump comes up and he's just basically like, long story short, fuck that guy. You know?
Like even somebody with Alzheimer's, like they can still remember the past. They're like, oh, I've always hated Trump. Like I remember that shit.
It just is the one thing that comes back.
It just clicks back in. Yeah. It just goes on autopilot.
And then like Trump's in the corner just taunting him like, Joe. He's got like an empty podium.
Like, where's the podium, Joe?
Did it move on you? So, yeah, dude. I am just to kind of like sidebar it, man, but I am super excited about the debates, man. Please.
Do you think they're going to happen?
All right, so in a perfect world, I think they are going to happen. I think it's inevitable it will happen. But in a perfect world, if I had it my way, it'd be Biden, it'd be Trump, and it'd be RFK Jr., dude. Dog, talk about a fucking showdown of the century, dude. Because RFK, logically, fucking steamroll both of them.
Yeah.
But RFK don't talk that shit like Trump does.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Biden doesn't even know where the fuck he's at half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be the most entertaining thing in the world. And I just, please, God, just let it happen. The American needs to heal, and that's the only way we're gonna heal is if we get that that trifecta right there. That's all we need.
They should put each of them in like their own cage, to where like they can't move too much. Like they're just locked in this fucking cage, and they like have. Whenever it's not their turn to talk, they can just silence those motherfuckers.
Like having like in that shit with like Anthony Hopkins, like in Silence of the Lambs, like Hannibal.
Yeah.
Like the mask and shit. He just like shuts off or whatever. He's like can't talk. He's just fucking, or like got him in a glass box or whatever, and they're like, "Shut up!" And they're just like, "Unplug."
And they need to have them. They need to make them stand out there for a minimum of like 2 hours, so all of Biden's drugs are worn off, and he can't like nobody can enter the cage. Like they're locked in.
We got to do a 2-hour meet and greet prior.
Yeah,
and then we get started. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
but I really would honestly, I would like to hear what like RFK Jr.'s like debating skills would be like.
Yeah.
Really just want to hear what he has to say to those guys, like, because he's made like comments about them before, but like as far as I know, like he ain't really been one-on-one with either one.
I don't think so. Which again, they silenced the man.
Well, like, I'm sure that dude's really skeptical around anyone that works for the government, considering the CIA's killed like half his fucking family. Yeah. So he's probably a little fucking weary on going.
He's like, can I get bulletproof glass in my cage? Like,
yeah, dude. I don't think he really wants to show up to the White House, all willy-nilly and shit, Oh, yeah, we're just going to take the motorcade around the back, and no, the fuck we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I would be so fucking skeptical. Like, I'm already skeptical enough of our government. Dude, imagine that, dude. Like, your uncle, your father, you've had cousins that clearly have been murdered by our own government and shit. What the fuck, man? Like, yeah, dude, oh my God.
Like, I don't know, man. His family's just very accident prone.
Well, you know what fucking, you getting that conspiracy theory? Fucking Bobby Kennedy, man. Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
He is the first presidential candidate to be denied Secret Service detail.
Yep.
And Joe Biden personally signed off on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
So if that, again...
What does that tell you?
That doesn't tell you something.
What do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like... I'm not saying Biden's got like a fucking dude sitting up in a water tower somewhere waiting, you know what I mean? But like... Or like a book depository or some shit, but like repository. But I just think that maybe he's like, well, maybe we can increase our odds of him not being on that stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or being in this seat or whatnot. But I mean, I think RFK is just the best choice for it, though. To be honest with you, man. But who fucking knows, man? I mean, the world's basically going to shit. It's like in turmoil, like damn near free fall or whatever. Like, I mean, dude, we can go ahead and just talk about it because this blew my mind. Our next story, man. Like, just weird shit is just starting to happen all around the world. Like, we had the Statue of Liberty get struck by lightning. We had an earthquake in fucking New York. You know, like, there's always, like, natural disasters happening, and then, like, the eclipse scared all the Christians, you know?
Yeah, with the fucking triangle shit or whatever the hell it was.
You know? Did you read into that at all?
No, I couldn't.
Anytime there's, like, a natural phenomenon, there's always going to be people that, like, piece something together to have, like, symbolism and stuff like that. And the thing is, like, most of that shit, honestly, is just, like, words. It only has as much power as people give it, you know? But... you can't deny weird shit has just kind of been happening, right?
Yeah.
As far as natural disasters occurring and shit. But the flooding, Dubai fucking flooded. So when you told me it flooded, and I was like, oh, well, they get a couple inches? Like, maybe, you know what I mean? Fuck no. Like, holy shit, dude. It looks like someone just, like, open the floodgates at a water park, man. It's like, holy fuck.
Yesterday, the severe weather in Dubai grabbed international headlines. Take a look at this video from Dubai's International Airport. Got turned into a lake. And the reason why this happened is Dubai picked up over 2 years worth of rainfall in just one day. The final tally is 6.4 inches of rain. Dubai usually sees about 3 inches of rain during the entire year. So obviously this caused catastrophic flooding across the area. On top of that, they had damaging winds and hail as well across the area. Now, there has been a lot of speculation on social media about what exactly caused this. Earlier in the year, Dubai actually picked up some headlines for their cloud seeding program. This was not the case yesterday. This was from a good old-fashioned upper-level low, which was parked over parts of Iran, Saudi Arabia, and, of course, Iraq as well. Out ahead of it, showers and storms broke out, and this just caused training of heavy showers and thunderstorms yesterday, and that's what caused the flooding in Dubai, not cloud seeding. And this is clear as day on global satellite. You can see there's that upper-level low spinning over Iran yesterday. Out ahead of it, numerous showers and storms lighting up. These trained over Dubai yesterday,
look at that
causing
bad
that heavy
Photoshop
rain
job, though.
and
there you
weather.
go.
So definitely would say that this was more about the actual weather pattern than cloud seeding.
Nah, that's a copy
over
paste job.
Dubai.
Yeah, you think so?
So I was watching the India news, and they were going more into the cloud seeding shit, and they were like, they again dismissed it, but they were like, they said that the cloud seeding was used on Monday or Sunday and Monday, but the rain happened on Tuesday, so it was nothing to do with cloud seeding. It's like, okay, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. Well, I remember when Dubai started that cloud seeding program.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, like, we might be able to control, like, when it can rain and stuff, which is kind of cool, like, actually, you know, but I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, you start fucking around with that stuff, man, like, of course there's going to be some shit that happens.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, if you get 2 inches worth of rainfall in one day, maybe you should start considering what you're doing, you know, like, you know, maybe reconsidering. I don't know.
I don't know, like 6.5 inches doesn't seem like much. But, like, whenever it's in a fucking desert, like, they're not set up for that. And when that hits all at once, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, you know how we have all these, like, drainages, like, all this shit here? Like, dude, I bet they don't have any of that
No, they probably don't have it.
Like, I know for a fact they
Well, obviously they don't. Like, look at the fucking airport. That shit was underwater.
I was going to say, I know for a fact they don't in Iraq, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at least where I was at, man. I can't say for, like, the actual city of Baghdad, but... Yeah, like where I was at, like all the roads that were built, there was
they were like drainage. Like, why the fuck would we ever need that?
Yeah, dude.
So, Middle East, God's pissed at you guys, or it's the cloud seeding. One of the two.
It's your cloud seeding and God's vengeance.
He's angry with you guys.
Angry. I don't know.
He says, stop taking our money.
I don't know, man. Only thing I know for certain about that place, man, is everything just seems to like. God, I don't know. It's just like the worst fucking part of the world, man. Like, I know, like, Dubai is, like, a cool city because they invested a shit ton of money and stuff, but it's like, dude, everything in that region, it's just, like, a fucking nightmare, dude.
Dubai, like...
literal nightmare.
They have... The positive thing I'll say about Dubai is they have, like, the biggest dreams. Like, they spend so much money on shit, and most of it fails. Like all those fucking islands and resorts and shit
Just,
they
wash
built.
away
Like,
and shit.
dude, they're fucking ghost towns. And then even the most recent thing that like whatever $1.3 trillion project that was gonna be that super long thing with
that, like apartment complex essentially.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was like almost invisible, right? Because
it had like mirrors and shit, and there was going to be its own fucking ecosystem and malls and like an entire society built in this one long track. Like they've already came back and was like, yeah, this is not going to be able to function. Like I can't remember how many hundreds of kilometers, but they were like, yeah, we're got to dial this shit way back.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, it sounds cool, and the little videos they make it look really cool, but it just doesn't ever come to fruition. It's just too crazy.
It's like they're just making Biodome too. They're gonna get the Baldwin brother, Pauly Shore back. They're gonna bring in some dude named Muhammad, and like they're gonna just set it up in Dubai, dude.
Like their architectural shit reminds me of like Hitler's dreams. Like remember all his crazy ass plans and like all of his mega structure
delusions of grandeur, man. Where it's like this is not feasible, man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, the reality is, like, there's nothing in that part of the world. It's not sustainable. Like, that, once, especially as technology advances and stuff, once we kick oil damn near entirely, I mean, maybe it's 100 years from now, but what the fuck do you think is going to happen to that entire region of the world, man? Like, especially the Saudis and stuff, man? Like, that was that Saudi Aramco, like, their national oil company or whatever?
Yeah.
That's gonna dry up, you know, and then all of these like super rich, like baller, like Saudis are gonna just be all of a sudden not getting fucking checks anymore, dude. So,
but I don't even think we're gonna have to worry about that. I think we're gonna be. I don't think that's even planned for that far in the future.
yeah, it's like you just fucking destroy yourself. Yeah. But the people I've known that have been to Dubai, they say it's pretty fucking dope, man.
I've been there.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I went to fucking Dubai, man. I went to the like fucking Burj Khalifa.
Really?
Yeah.
For like, I mean, were you there because of the military? Or did you
I was deployed.
Oh, no shit.
Deployed. Yeah.
Did you go to Al Dhafra then?
Yep.
Holy fuck, that's cool, man. Yeah, I've heard like a lot of really good stories about it. Like,
it was cool.
Super clean, really safe. You know, they just don't fuck around with the bullshit there.
Yeah,
man.
it was like from the base, it was like a 2-hour drive into Dubai. But I mean, other than that, it was nice. We went to that fucking big, like the huge fucking mall. They had like a 3-story fish tank, like all this crazy. They had like a supercar rental place, like you could rent Ferraris and Lamborghinis and shit in there.
Well, they have to create all these things because there's nothing there
naturally
that's gonna bring people there.
Yeah.
You know,
but dude, speaking of that, like going to Dubai, you like on the way there, you passed all of the fucking slums, man.
Oh, you talking about the foreign workers that they have fucking camped
where they
out
trick
there?
people into getting over there. They steal their passport, they take their passports, and are like, "You are indentured to us until you can pay for all this," and they never get them paid because they pay them fucking pennies on the dollar.
Yeah,
and they send all that money back to their own back to their families.
It's all built like slave labor, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I saw that shit, dude. Like there was no, like, it was just basically like half finished apartment complexes with like no doors and no wall. Like you could just see the people living in their fucking things like from the road.
No.
They had like tarps and shit over them, man. Like, and it was hot as, they had no electricity. They don't have running water. Like it's just a fucking shithole out there.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you get to Dubai and it's goddamn, paradise.
It's like insane. Yeah, you know. So, but I don't know. I mean, I wish I had a time machine, like a looking glass, to see what becomes out of that part of the world. You know, it's like Iran, man. Like when you looked at it before the like Iranian revolution, man. When you see pictures of that fucking place, it looks cool, man. It looks cool, dude. It's like hippie chicks. Everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? You know, like everyone's wearing shorts and flip flops and like skateboarding and shit, right? And then now you come into it today, not anymore. Like it's all like, what is it? The fucking hijabs and like burqas and all that shit and everything, man. And it's like Sharia law and they're fucking chopping heads off and stuff. Like fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that. And none of that shit's sustainable anyway. Especially with all the fucking turmoil and stuff and all like the fucking conflicts that are taking place over there. There's definitely going to be, at some point, there's going to be a major conflict and there's going to be a shift in powers over there, man.
Well, hell, I mean, I think we're on the goddamn forefront of another, like, shit's about to kick off, I'm sure.
But I have no doubt in that. And the only thing that I can really think is they need Jesus.
I mean, isn't that what this is all about?
Like, they just need Jesus in their heart. He can solve all these problems for you, man.
That's what some people think.
Just go over there and tell like an entirely like Muslim nation they need Jesus.
Start handing out Bibles.
Yeah, good luck with that, brother. Holy crap. Oh my god, man. So what's our fucking next subject, man?
It's back to something positive for once.
Oh yeah, because this episode we've been kind of like just fucking shitting on some stuff, man.
Yeah, but we can't forget about this. The day before 420.
Yeah.
Which in my opinion is way more entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So April 19th goes down in history as a day that the chemist Albert Hofmann created LSD.
Yeah, it's known as Bicycle Day.
Yeah, Bicycle Day.
Yeah.
And do you want me to tell a little bit about him, or do you want to like go ahead and just watch the video first, man? What do you want to do?
Let's watch the video. It's old. It's like not very good, honestly, but it's the only free shit that we'd watch without getting copyright strikes. So let's go ahead and roll this.
All right.
What is LSD and what does it do?
The effect is somewhat like looking through a microscope. Suddenly, when you look through a microscope, you discover that there's an invisible world around you that you hadn't known about before you did it. The same thing is true with a psychedelic drug. You're aware of processes that are going on inside your own brain. You're aware of the exchange of energies that are going on between your sense organs and the energies around them that you weren't aware of before.
Generally, you have no hallucinations with LSD. Hallucination is if you see something which does not exist. Just but under LSD you see things which are transformed, and comes it is a different view, a different experience of our existence.
All right, so the first guy in that video was Timothy Leary, and then the second guy was Albert Hofmann. Both are very influential people in the counterculture movement, but it's the
psychedelic culture,
yeah, in general, for opposite reasons entirely. You know? But Albert Hofmann, man, he has a very interesting story. He has a really interesting autobiography called "LSD: My Problem Child." I recommend if you're interested in his story, where acid came from, how all of this started, read that book. It was originally written, I'm trying to remember, I think it was in, it might have been German. I don't know. He was from Switzerland, so, fuck, it could have been like 5 different languages.
Very true, yeah.
But it got translated in English, so the copy that you'll probably get would be like a translated copy. But it's pretty good, man. I mean, it just talks about, the majority of the book is just like literally like his, like legit, how did he become a chemist and like how he got to where he was at and all. And all this other stuff.
Because he made LSD by mistake.
Yeah, it was a total accident. And so he was working, I believe it was a pharmaceutical company, if I can remember right.
It was.
And so they were looking at, it's called ergot. It's a fungus that grows on wheat. And to kind of put it in perspective, imagine like a black piece of rice just shows up on a piece of wheat. And that's kind of what it looks like. Well, he was looking at basically the compounds that make up ergot. I can't remember if they were working on potential like pesticide or something like that as well, or if they were looking for medication from it. But he was doing
I think it was medication. I don't remember for sure, but I think he was trying to create a medication.
Because I remember Alexander Shulgin was another very influential organic chemist, but he was an American, and he worked for Dow Jones making pesticides. So I think that was one thing he was looking to, was like some type of pesticide, and that made him a shit ton of money. And then he went on to study a lot of like LSD and MDMA and shit like that. But anyway, get back to Hofmann. So Hofmann starts creating like analogs of lysergic acid or whatever, which is like an active compound within the ergot fungus itself. And he doesn't, in the book, he talks about he doesn't know how it happened, but obviously he,
by the grace of God,
like came in contact with that stuff. And so he finished up the lab, and he famously gets on his bicycle in Switzerland and starts bicycling home.
And he had taken or ingested whatever the equivalent to 30 hits was what I read.
Really?
Yeah.
Because in his book, I guess people could probably estimate it maybe later, but like initially in his book, he said that he'll never know how much he actually took. Like he was unsure. He's like, it could have been a little, could have been a lot. He was like, based on my experience, it was probably a lot, and so he famously, like, rides a bike. Everyone over there rides bikes, especially back then, so he's riding a bike back to his house, and by the time he gets back to his house, like, he's like tripping balls, like through the fucking roof, man, and like a total, like a deadhead before there was deadheads, man, and so he obviously is freaking the fuck out. So he calls, I can't remember who the lady was, if she worked with him or he just knew her, but essentially she was a nurse, if I remember right. Or it might have been like his secretary, I can't remember. But anyway, he calls a friend over, and she's like, okay, something's actually wrong. So she calls a doctor, and the doctor rushes over, is like, what the fuck is happening? This is the first human being to ever ingest LSD 25. So they don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah, his pupils are dilated, his heart's probably pounding, he's probably sweating, cold sweats, all that shit.
And so the doctor did basically a physical, and he was like, physiologically, you're completely fine. And he was like, so whatever's happening is happening in your head entirely. And it literally just had to like let him wait it out,
just ride it out.
And so then that opened up like a bunch of like research into it, and he got funding and stuff through that same company that he was working for at the time. And I wish I could remember the name of the company because they are still around to this day if I remember right. But anyway, and that started like kind of like a little bit of movement because then Hoffman probably took it a few more times, like, to be sure, but
he was like, that shit was crazy.
He kind of saw like the therapeutic nature of it, and that was his original intent. Like, once he figured out what it was and what it could do, it was like, okay, this needs to be used in therapy. So they started sending it to psychiatrists all over the world for free. Like, they were just mass producing it. Like they would even unsolicited, like, they would just be like, here, like, have this, give this to your patients, try this out, see if this works. And so for years, man, like, there was this whole movement where they were doing like psychotherapy with like LSD, and it was completely unregulated because scientists are always ahead of the politicians in making these laws,
Thankfully.
Yeah, that's why you could, like, for a while, you could buy like Spice or K2 or bath salts in like gas stations and shit like that, or like you can get like an analog of some crazy psychedelic, or like now, like in Texas, like Delta 9, like THC is illegal, but we can have, what is it, Delta 8,
Delta 8, Delta 10, HHC, Twisted, hybrids of the shit,
So until they get a little more fucking creative with their laws, you're never going to be able to stop a motivated organic chemist from coming up with an analog of something else.
No, and just like the fucking K2 is a perfect example, they would fucking outlaw this one compound. Scientists the next day would make one fucking molecule off and create another fucking, like, they could never get ahead of that.
Yeah. And so, but anyway, so it goes on, and everything seems to be looking good. So, Hoffman's working for the same company. He's kind of like, in the scientific community. They're sending out LSD 25 all across the world, a lot of it to America. And it's helping a lot of people. Governments are starting to get involved in using it. Like, there's famously, like, the LSD being used by the CIA. Like, there's a lot of that shit you can get into with the Mark Ultra program. But, anyway, one particular person got a hold of it that fucking literally just crashed that train, like right off the tracks, was Timothy Leary, the first guy you saw, or, well, the first guy actually being interviewed in that video. And he was a psychologist at the University of Harvard, a PhD, shrink, taught there, was respected. He started doing acid, and because he got it sent to him, he's like, well, let me try this out. And then he just became a total, like, deadhead. Basically, I keep saying deadhead. Like, Grateful Dead obviously wasn't around at this time. I don't know. Those guys are old as fuck. They probably were. Yeah. And Leary goes out in left field, man. Like, he becomes like a total hippie. Starts the counterculture movement. He starts preaching anti-government rhetoric and shit. Gets arrested.
So then the government obviously is like, we can't have that shit.
Well, he started having a huge following, and he would famously, like, drive people out into the desert, like, on a bus, not even tell them what the fuck was gonna happen, and then dose them with fucking LSD, and then just be their guide and shit. Like, how terrifying is that, man?
I'd be down.
And so
as long as nothing goes in my asshole, like, I'm good, whatever, man.
And so he would just do this shit all the time, and then all of a sudden he starts wearing like a lot of white has like flowers and shit in his hair and stuff, right? It's like this respected psychologist at Harvard. All of a sudden has really gone off the rails. So he loses his job at Harvard. He gets arrested famously and stuff. And the government is just like, this is public enemy number one.
Yeah.
And that was where the downfall and the demonization of like drugs came from. And they just used that shit to rope in other drugs like marijuana and mushrooms and all this other shit. And that's why we have the scheduling that we have today.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, because Timothy Leary couldn't fucking control himself. But he was.
Son of a bitch.
I do like his line that he's famous for. Is like turn on, tune in, and drop out.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, he was at Woodstock and shit saying that, you know. So, but Hoffman was cool, man. I liked him a lot, like especially in that autobiography, man, like the LSD, My Problem Child, because he talks about, I'm a legitimate scientist.
Mm-hmm.
I just discovered something. He was like, I had no choice in how it was going to be used.
And like now, his life's work is just condensed to that one.
That one thing.
Yeah.
You know? But he also, it kind of triggered him a little bit, man, because he went on, a lot of people don't know this, but he kind of went down the psychedelic road where he was going to start just like experimenting and discovering like other psychedelics. And one of them was psilocybin mushrooms. And in that book, he actually takes like a voyage with other scientists. I can't remember, they went to Mexico, I believe. And they went to, it was like a small village. It's a remote part of Mexico, but a shit ton of magic mushrooms grow there. Like, naturally, so they went to go take samples. And at this point in time, like there's no really roads leading to this village. There's no cars there. So it was kind of a cool story. They had to backpack like on mules and shit like that to actually get there and camp through like thunderstorms and everything.
That sounds so much fun, man. Like,
and they took samples and then they brought it back. And he was able to synthesize what is it? The psilocybin. Yeah. Like the active hallucinogenic compound in magic mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to synthesize it. And they were looking at that to be potentially used in therapy. But then all the laws started coming down and it just basically stopped it in its tracks.
But positive note, now that shit's coming back. Like,
yeah. And I'm all
because
for it.
Dude, that shit, I don't care what anyone says, like,
it does
that
work.
Shit does have good like that shit helps people
It does
out.
work. I do not, I mean, it needs to be, to be responsible, it needs to be done in like a professional setting. It needs to be controlled and monitored by like a legitimate medical doctor, right?
Yeah.
Because I think like where we're kind of heading right now is a little irresponsible, where it's just like, everyone's just like, oh, I'm just going to take some powerful hallucinogenic like DMT. What the fuck? You don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one, you don't really know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So there's that. Two, you don't even know how you're going to react. And if you have like an adverse reaction, okay, to something, whether it be a physiological or a psychological reaction, that's how people end up getting like thrown in like loony bins or getting the fucking cops called. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare, but it does fucking happen. So I think it needs to be like regulated to some degree. But also on the flip side, man, I like how the Dutch do it with magic truffles. You just buy that shit over the counter.
I mean, we're not condoning the use of any illicit substances.
No, not by all means.
But I'm just saying, if you know yourself and you're comfortable, I mean, have somebody there.
Just be smart about it. Don't be a fucking idiot. And
just like anything else.
You can always do more. You can't do less.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Yeah, just start, if you're gonna do it,
ease yourself.
Don't do it, but if you're going to, start with a little bit.
You ain't got to jump into the Grand Canyon.
Just work yourself up. See how it is. See if you like.
Do a little rock climbing first. You know, we're gonna get there. You ain't got to dive into that fucking shit. You know. So, because I mean, I've met people that have like fucking fried a noodle or two in their brain, dude, and been like, holy shit, man. Like, yeah. I mean, you know, I've met like a lot of people who've done it. It's been great. Like, overall, like 99% of the experiences I've seen people have, specifically with psychedelic mushrooms, the psilocybin mushrooms, not the Amanita muscaria. Like, I'd say stay away from those. But the psilocybin mushrooms have always been like positive. Even when you had a bad experience, like you learned something about yourself and later it became something, you know? Because if you have a bad trip, it's because you're insecure or about something, or you feel bad about something, whatever it may be. And when you come out of it, you just realize it's something you have to work on, man. You know? Or the other side of the coin is you just laugh your fucking ass off and everything is hilarious and interesting.
Either way, you normally learn something.
Yeah. I don't know. You want to touch on our next subject, man, or do you want to end it? Fuck it, man. All right.
We're ending on being positive.
It's
for
good.
Once,
It's good because the next one's just gonna piss us off. We'll save it for next week, man. We'll go into it. All right. Cool, guys. Well, hey, man. I guess my last piece of advice is you can always take more. You can always take more. You can't take less. Take it easy on the drugs, kids. Stay positive. All right.